Hey ladies, it was lovely meeting you all today. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to start the prismatic abstract using the colors from your color wheel. So remember, and if you want to do this again at home and practice mixing, you can, but the next project is to mix your colors and create the prismatic painting. So remember, we've got red, orange, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, yellow, green, 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 blue, 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 violet, violet, red, violet, and red again. So in lieu of time, I went ahead and pre-mixed my colors. So I have my red, red, orange, 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 yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, green. Hold on. My yellow, green, green, blue, green, blue, blue, violet, violet, and red violet. And remember, red violet is your alizarin crimson, and your blue violet is your ultramarine. Although you can try mixing some different colors together to come up with those if you would like to try that. You can use for violet, you're going to use your ultramarine and your alizarin crimson, and then this is your alizarin crimson. And if you want to try to do blue violet, instead of just using ultramarine, you would use a dark blue with a magenta. And again, you just have to keep mixing it depending on the proportions to get it the right way. So this is a project that I'd like for you to try at home. And sorry, I have limited space up here. So what I've done today is I have measured out using my ruler 5 by 5. So remember, when you're using the ruler, that there's a little tick mark, that there's an edge, and then the tick mark begins about 1/4 of an inch in. So that's where you're going to measure 5 inches. So measure a 5-inch square. And to save time, I went ahead and partially taped mine. And I'm going to cut. And cut. So that I have my borders. I'm going to put one more border on there. This is a 1/2-inch border. So I take my tape and I fold it in half. And I take the piece of tape closest to me and I put it at the edge. And I do not recommend folding the tape in because it's going to be hard to get off. But you can take your pencil and you can go around the edge with your tape and get it adhered nicely. Okay, so this is a project for you to come up with whatever design you want. So I'm going to grab my ruler again, and I'm just going to do some varying triangular shapes. So I'm just going to randomly make some marks. You can choose to do this however you want. It can be equilateral triangles, isosceles triangles. You can do squares, you can do circles, you can do lines. But the goal is to use all 12 of your hues. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. 6. Let's see. 7, 8. 9, 10. And And then 11, 12. So I have 12 different sections. And now I'm just going to paint. I've already mixed my colors. I've got some very messy brushes. So I'm going to find a smaller tipped brush. It could be this big. It could be this big. I think the smaller tip would probably be better. So I'm going to wet my brush. And I'm going to put my paints over here. And I'm going to start with red. And I am just going to start painting. All right, to go over that tape. I'm going to let it dry. So there's a red. Okay. Now you could make 24 sections if you want. But right now I'm just going to do the 12 because of time, because I want to show you one more project that I'd like for you to try to work on at home. If not, you can we can do that next week. All right. My water's getting pretty gross. I just started using it. It's really important to keep your paper towel at the ready and try to get it as clean as possible. Sometimes I have 2 little vessels of water. So I'm gonna put my green, one of my greens here, just for fun, since that is a opposite color. So I'm gonna do my the green that I mixed using blue and yellow. And I did not get my tape down all the way, so it's probably going to bleed through there. All right, so that's my red and green. Those are opposite colors on the spectrum. And of course, depending on the pigment and the dye and the paint, your colors are going to be different. So there's my red and there's my green. Okay. And this is all about color choices. So you all decide, you know, what colors you want to put and where. This is just an experimentation on learning to mix your colors and applying the paint. So, let's see. I'm gonna go with my blue, violet, violet. I'm gonna try this purple, and maybe I'll put the yellow here, since those are, that looks more blue than purple for sure. So that definitely looks more blue than purple. So something did not work out as far as my mixing. I need a little bit more alizarin crimson in there. See if I can make it a little more purple. It's still not looking as purple as I'd like it to be, but I'm going to move on nonetheless. So I'm going to put my yellow here beside it. Wet my brush, mix my yellow. And I've lifted a little bit of the purple, or what I tried to make is purple. So I've got my red, green, what's supposed to be purple, and my yellow. I think I'm going to do my orange in the middle here. So let me get to orange. And I use my large acrylic tubes for these. You guys can use whatever paints you want. And this brush is too big for fine edges, so I'll probably fill this in. I'm going to switch over to a smaller brush. And that was orange that I was using. So remember, these are your prismatic colors from the color wheel. No white, no black. Okay. I'm going to do my yellow green beside my yellow. I think I'm going to do my blue green on the, so I've got my yellow green, my yellow, my violet, orange, red, and green. I'm going to do the blue green on this side. All right, and I have two more colors, and that is going to be my red orange and my alizarin crimson. This is the red orange. Just lifted up a little bit of that blue green. That's all right. So that's my red orange. All right, so we have red, green, orange, violet, yellow, yellow, green, blue, green, and my blue and my alizarin. The alizarin is your red violet. So I'm going to put that beside the red orange. And then the last one is my blue. All right, so oopsie, sorry about that. It's very simple using all 12. Now, I believe I showed you in class that you can do as many sections as you'd like. I'm going to pull mine out that I did before for you to see. And that was the original one using gouache. All right. So if you want to try to do this at home, I mean, that was just showing you the 12 different colors from the spectrum. And that's got all the colors of the spectrum, but obviously I've used them more than twice. So I've got red, red, orange, orange, blue, yellow, green, red, violet, green, green, blue, blue, green, orange, violet, red, green, red, orange, orange, green, violet, blue, green, blue, blue, green, yellow, red, blue, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, orange, blue, green, blue, green, or green, blue, violet. This looks like a red, orange, green, blue, green, yellow, green, and yellow. So you can use as many as you want and do it any way. And then if you want to go ahead and try to do a landscape, you can. I'll go ahead and do a landscape. So again, you're gonna have a 5x5 piece of paper that you put your tape on. Okay. So here's my 5x5. I'm going to go over it again and make sure that the sections are down. You can use your fingers or you can use the pencil. Boy. All right. And I'm just going to let's see, I'm just going to freehand a landscape. So I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to make some mountains. I'll make some land, maybe a little ocean, little water area down here, and then the sky. So I'm not even sure if you can see that. And then I maybe will add some trees. So I'm going to get my brushes set back up. I'm going to find a smaller, fine tipped brush to use. This is not marked, so I can't tell you what it is. So I'm going to use my, let's see, I'm going to use my blue violet for the sky. And it is okay to go overlap over that tape. You keep brushing until you don't see any streaks. Take some time. I'm going to go around my little mountain area. And this is, again, using the same prismatic hues that you used before, or that you created. You wet your brush every now and then. It'll provide a little flow for you. I don't like how that brush is acting. I'm going to change up my brush. Still using my blue violet here for the sky. And it might be that you need to let it dry a little bit. before you move on to another area or an area that's close to that so they don't overlap. All right, so that's the sky. Okay, these are mountain peaks. I'm going to go down. Let's see, what am I going to use? I'm going to do the bottom where the water is with the blue. Clean that brush because I like the shape and the size of the tip of this brush. And find it. Which one I was using. Here it is. All right, so now I'm going to add my, this is up to you. You could make the color, the sky a different color if you wanted. I'm going to go with the green that I made for the landmass. Okay. Add another little just layer of the yellow green above it for some contrast. And then I think I'm gonna do the blue green over that. It's for another little layer of contrast. All right, so I've used my blue, my green, my yellow green, and my blue green down here, and then this was the blue violet. All right, I'm gonna use alizarin crimson for the bottom part of the mountains. Try not to leave any white. This is a study on the prismatic colors of the color wheel. And if you wanted to make a bouquet of flowers, you could. Really, you can choose anything that you want. And I'm trying to use all these colors. You can see that the water subtracts from the paint, and it lightens it up a little bit. And that's all right. We're just playing around and learning here. All right, I'm going to switch up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the color wheel, and I'm going to go from red violet, which is your alizarin crimson, to a little bit of red, to my red orange above that, to my orange, and then I'm going to add the yellow last. Oh, well, my brushes are dirty. So simple, okay? Not beautiful. It takes a long time to create a work of art. So I would probably let this dry, and then I'd go back over it again. You know, the choice is up to you how long you want to spend on it. I would definitely go back over this color here, this blue at the top, the blue violet and the alizarin crimson. I'd go back over everything again. So I'll set that aside and bring that in along with this one that I did. So I'm going to move now to the grayscale. This is value. This is a lesson on value, and we're going to use just black and white. And I've lost my where would it be? I've lost my ruler. Where's my ruler? Okay. So I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to leave about a 1/2 inch from the top. And so this is the goal for this. Is to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different variations of value. Okay, value is light to dark. Okay, so we've learned about the prismatic colors, and now we're doing value. Eventually, you're going to take these colors and we're going to mix them with different values of white to black to create different saturations of the hues. All right, so that is 11. I guess I would do Oh, I don't think that's going to fit on this piece of paper, so I'm going to turn it at an angle. And I'm going to about an inch wide. You're going to take your ruler. No, I didn't make it long enough. All right, so I've got a tick mark for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I did make it long enough. 11. All right. So this is going to be your study of value. So you would have white at the top and black at the bottom. Okay. And I really need another tray since my other tray is covered in color. So I'm gonna use this one, and I'm just using my basic black and white acrylic. And I'm gonna give myself a large dollop of white and a large dollop of black. I have not practiced this, so I'm hoping that this will turn out all right. So we shall see. Okay. I'm going to take my black and I'm going to fill in that section there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull a little bit of this paint right here, and I'm going to take the ittiest bittiest bit of black, just the tiniest bit. It may even be too much. Okay, you just want an itty bitty bit, and I'm going to mix it and see if I can get a very light gray. So I'm going for white to a very light gray. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more of that. And I think that looks pretty good. Let's see how that goes on the paper. Yep. Okay. So you can see that There's the white and there's the gray. All right, now I'm going to pick up just a hair, the tiniest bit more of black. Okay. And I'm going just a shade darker. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go just a little bit more black. Oops. Okay. Little shade darker. Okay, the next one, just a little bit more black. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th one down. Just a tiny bit. Okay. There more. Sorry about my boy Zeus, y'all. Okay. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, you see what I'm doing? I'm adding just a little bit more black to that white each time. Okay. All right. And there is your study on value. Okay. Now we'll bring these back and we can work on these next Friday. Feel free to do as many different little projects, 5x5, 6x6s, or 7x7s using your prismatic. And if you'd like to try an abstract using your gray, the same as this project, using your grayscale, do as many different shapes as you want. and fiddle around with the different values. This is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to start adding these values to your paint. So I'm going to show you the next. We'll see where y'all are on next Friday. And then the goal is to, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but we're going to take a color of choice. And this will be a saturation study. So the purity of hue present in a color, such as pure yellow green, has a high saturation, whereas gray, just a hint of yellow green in it, has a very low saturation. To reduce the saturation of one of the 12 colors mentioned above, the 12 prismatic colors, you add white to it, or black, or gray. Or you could add the the complement of that color, such as you would have red and add green, yellow, add purple. Those will change your saturation. So the goal for this is to take a prismatic color, one of the 12 colors that we've worked on, and do muted, chromatic, and achromatic. And I can explain this more for you. You guys are going to take two analogous hues, such as red, red-orange, or red, orange, and orange. Create a 6x7 rectangular grid on watercolor paper with a ruler. Cut it out, and then using your pencil and your ruler, you're going to very lightly divide the watercolor paper into 1-inch boxes. You'll have 6 across the top, and you will have 7 along the side. Okay, and then the top is labeled from left to right with red, 100% red, and then red with red orange. So red, 80% red, 20% red orange, 60% red, 40% red orange, 40% red, 60% red orange, 20% red, 80% red orange, and then 100% red orange. And then you'll add 10% of white to each of these that you've made. And then you'll reduce the white, or you'll increase the white. So this is kind of complex. I don't know if it's going to make sense or not on the video. But we'll start working on this, and this is what it's going to look like once you finish it. And you can do a color of choice. So I used red and red orange, and this was the only section that I didn't do well on when I was in color study. So if this makes any sense, this is 100% all the way down to the let's see, to adding white for each of the different shades. So this is going to show you how to mix colors using white. So I think that's where we are. I hope I'm making sense. I wish that I had a studio or an office that allowed me to give you a better presentation. So that's it for now. If you will work on your color wheel and an abstract and a landscape of choice, and go ahead and work on this and bring those to class, we can rework on those again for the first 30 minutes, and then we can take the next hour of the class to work on saturation studies. And in the meantime, I will, I got my color book, the workshop for artists and designers, and I will bring this for y'all to look at. This is just an amazing book that's really going to help you learn more than I can teach you in an hour-and-a-half class. All right, I'm going to send this out to you now. You guys ladies have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.